Hey guys, let's talk about what has been happening on Skeem Saam. I'm gonna recap last week's episodes because I didn't review like the last few ones. So I'm gonna recap a little bit and then talk about yesterday's episode. So last week, um, things were not looking good for Jacobeth. She got kicked out and she gracefully decided to just leave, um and pack her things and just go back home and figure what to do next. um Alfred is still and was fighting for the principal seat, but he hasn't won that battle yet, which I'm so grateful for. I think Manaka is hanging there and he's standing his ground, which I respect. What else happened? Mr. Gistando came through for me, to be honest. I feel that he made the right decisions by not placing Alfred as the next permanent principal. Instead of doing that, he decided to make sure that everyone had an opportunity to actually fight for that seat and see if they're willing and capable of actually taking over where Jacobeth left off. So he made sure that it was an open um, application for every teacher in Turf High, you know, and they were happy. I mean, I think it's fair for everyone to have an opportunity to try their luck at applying for that job. Do you know what I mean? So it means that Evelyn, Togo, and every teacher in that staff room has an opportunity to apply and see if they're qualified enough to become the next principal. Do you know what I mean? And then a thought came to me. The first thing I thought was, if it's an open application, does it mean that Jacobeth can also be eligible for reapplying to become the principal again? Or is it just closed off to the teachers, even though it's an open application? That's my question. Is she allowed to reapply again as the principal because it's an open um, application? Like he said, Mr. Tustando made the great decision by doing that, right? Which Alfred did not expect. It took him by surprise. I don't think he really thought that would happen. And everyone was smiling, including Manaka, because now he has the opportunity to apply. Do you know what I mean? He's already the acting principal, but now he can really think about actually taking over and applying for that job because he's already doing a great job, to be honest. Um, you know, Alfred is doing everything in his power to undermine everyone who's gonna apply for that job. He even tried to emotionally blackmail Evelyn into not applying. At first, Evelyn didn't want anything to do with it. She's like, I don't want to, stress myself with this whole application. I have enough problems to deal with. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like the high school politics of things. But, but, I honestly feel like Evelyn would make an amazing principal, and then Manaka can make a great vice principal. I think I honestly, well, not vice, more like a deputy principal, but I think those two ruling that school would be great because she knows how to deal with these days. She knows how to approach situations without making everyone around her feel small and unheard, like Jacobeth used to do it. Even though I don't think she meant to do it, it just that's how she dealt with the pressure of being a principal. She didn't know how to approach certain situations, but now she realized her mistakes and she owned it. I respect her for owning her mistakes and realizing that, okay, yeah, I was wrong for acting the way I did in certain situation. So yeah, I respect her for that. Um, but for Alfred to try to manipulate the situation to his benefit in terms when it comes to Evelyn, that was a low blow. Mentioning how she was abused by her ex-husband and how the whole department will know about it and they'll look, they'll dig around in her past about it. And I think, what was the point of him bringing that up? He knows that Evelyn is emotionally unstable and fragile right now, and he's using that against her. But the best part that I think it played into Evelyn's um, good side of things is that the old principal, Jacobeth, was like, you know what? You can become the most amazing principal if you really want to become that. I see you have the qualities of becoming the great leader of Turf High. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's all she needed. The validation coming from Jacobeth is what she needed to realize that she is capable of becoming a great principal at Tough High. Is she really willing to do it? I think she can. She's capable, and I think she'll be a great, amazing principal to take over that school. And she knows how to deal with situations in a way that it's firm and it makes the students feel like, okay, I can't do anything stupid and get away with it. But she also knows how to make everyone see the mistakes without them feeling, you know, uh, out of place or unheard or undermined, feeling like you can't voice your opinions. She knows how to go around that. So I think what Jacobeth sees in Evelyn is a great leader that she left in other places, and Evelyn can fill for those places. And I think she can become a really great principal. I see it in her. She, for example, let's take yesterday's episode as an example when everyone found out that the principal, the ex-principal, was going to become the new splendid teacher. They didn't handle that properly. Even the staff members were childish in how they reacted to the news. They got gossiped about it. They acted like she was nothing. Do you know what I mean? After all the 30 years that she's put into that school, that's how they receive her. But what I'm so amazed to see was that she took it and she handled it with grace and poise when everyone around her was making fun of her. Jacobeth could have just decided to leave and ignore and get angry when everyone was speaking to her that way, but she decided to stay calm and collected and deal with that situation in a manner that I wish she could have handled other issues like that. But she's realizing her mistakes, is now learning how to cope and just take those negative opinions and ideas about her and just learn to push them away. Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad, like I said, the way Evelyn handled the situation when it comes to Paxton and other students storming out of the Spady classroom, it was leadership quality. She's like, do you know what? If you want to leave the school, go back to your class, learn what you need to learn, and then you will leave the school quicker. But if you keep dodging classes and pretending like you don't want to deal with this situation, you're going to be still in the school forever. So the better you get into that class, learn what you need to learn, then you leave as soon as possible. You know, she even like, yes, Paxton, go back to your classroom. Thank you. You know, she put a lot of finesse behind it. She handled it in a way that I don't think the old principal Jacobeth would have done. She technically just handled that situation with poise and grace, and I love her for that. She just doesn't undermine anyone. She just tells it how it is, but with respect and understanding that these kids are students. They need to be spoke to in a way that they can get in their heads that this what they're doing is wrong, but also with authority behind it. Do you know what I mean? That's what Evelyn offers. She even said it, Jacobeth, you are gonna make a great principal. Please really think about it. I see the qualities in you. I see them where you deal with it, and I see how people respect your opinion and your ideas. They respect you overall, and you can take care of the school, because if you don't, Alfred will bring it down the drain as fast as you can say. How did he do it? Like, he can bring that school down into pieces, and I think for Jacobeth to back her after all the things she put her through is amazing, because it shows growth in Jacobeth's personality. She's realizing her mistakes, and she's growing from them. Do you know what I mean? She's having the second chance, and now she's doing this um, teacher thingy because she wants to get her full pension, which I respect. Because now she's seeing the bigger picture. She's not worried about what Alfred is thinking or what he's going to do to her. She's focused on why she's back in that school. That's it. It's a bottom line. She's not thinking about what other people are saying about her. She's there for one reason, and that reason is to make sure that after 1 year, she can be able to take her full pension and leave and forget about these issues. But until then, she's gonna stick it. She's gonna ride it out. You know what I mean? And ignore what Alfred has to say because he's just a child. You know, his actions speak for himself. For himself, like he's just a child. You know, he's like a 5-year-old. When you grab his toy from him, he starts throwing tantrums, and that's how Alfred deals with situations like these. It's childish, really, and I love how she dealt with it yesterday. She spoke her mind and she walked away. And Alfred's now realizing that it's gonna be harder than he thought to push away Jacobeth out of that school, especially with the backing of Evelyn. Do you know what I mean? Now that getting that relation in order, it's great. It's great, and I love to see that. I love to see two women standing together and fighting for each other. I love that, and I saw that on last night's episode, and I really loved how Jacobeth stood her ground against Alfred when you tried to belittle her. She stood her ground and she, you know what? I know why I'm here, and I respect Evelyn for backing me, even though we're not friends yet. I, I'm glad that she's applied for that position of being the new school principal, because I can see she can get it. She's capable of it, and I think she's going to be one of the top 3 teachers to really be eligible for becoming the next principal. I just hope that she does become the new principal, and then Manaka can become the deputy or something like that. And then Alfred can become this annoyed, unbothered teacher that he's always been, because he's worthless, to be honest. All he brings to the school is negativity, drama. He's not there for the students anymore. He's there for the power. He's not there for the students, and everyone can see that. Evelyn now can see that, thanks to Jacobeth, and I really hope everything goes well for them. We'll see what's going to happen on tonight's episode. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you subscribe, share, and like this video. Don't forget to click on the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. Peace.